Baseball is back as spring training is in full swing. The big news surrounding this year's spring training has been the Houston Astros cheating scandal. The Astros allegedly stole opposing teams' pitching signs by videoing the catcher. The live feed would then be relayed to the batter by way of loud bangs on a garbage can. The Astros admit to using this tactic during the 2017 season, in which they won the World Series, but deny using it after that point. Fans have voiced their opinion on the matter and are not happy with the MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred's light punishment. Going forward, it will be interesting to see if there are further retaliations against the Astros for cheating, or if this will be just one particular instance. In a double overtime thriller, IUP women's basketball took down Edinburgh 80-72. They pulled away in the second overtime period to secure a second consecutive conference victory. Here's a recap of the women's game from our reporter, Elliot Hicks.
The IUP women's basketball team hosted Edinburgh last week in what was one of the most exciting matchups of the entire season. The Fighting Scots scored early and often to take a 9-0 lead on IUP in the opening minutes of the game.
IUP, a well-needed timeout as they have given up the first 9 points of the game unanswered.
But a few big three-pointers from Courtney Alexander put the Hawks up late in the first quarter. Edinburgh kept things close, but the Hawks went into the half with a 9-point lead.
Three-shot for Cardona, and Alana Cardona will put it through.
It looked like IUP was going to pull away and get an easy win in the third quarter, but the Fighting Scots, led by Michaela Barnes, did not give up easily. By the end of the third, the deficit was only 6 points, and with 5 seconds left in the fourth, Edinburgh tied the game at 58.
They were very, very lucky to keep that in their hands. Going up is Schaefer, and she puts it through. This game is tied at 58.
In the first overtime period of the entire season for IUP, each team traded points back and forth, with Lexi Griggs and Maura Deanna scoring for the Hawks to send the game into a second overtime. Barnes scored 42 points herself for Edinburgh, but it couldn't stop the Hawks from pulling away for an 80-72 double overtime victory. For IUP-TV Sports, I'm Elliot Hicks.
Continuing with IUP women's basketball, here's a report from Mackenzie Ucker on the Women's Player of the Game.
Last Wednesday, IUP played Edinburgh. For this game, the Crimson Hawks were looking to clinch the PSAC West regular season divisional title. IUP started out on top of Edinburgh, but that quickly changed as the game went on. At the end of the fourth quarter, the Crimson Hawks were tied with the Fighting Scots at 58 points. Because of this, IUP went into double overtime and won the game 80-72. I had the opportunity to interview junior guard number 22, Justina Mascaro, who was our player of the game.
Justina, you've been a human highlight reel tonight. Are you aware of how well you're playing while you're out in the court?
I guess not really. Just the energy in the gym for my teammates is awesome, and we keep playing hard every second of the game.
You transferred here from Delaware. What's the biggest difference between playing at a D1 school versus here at IUP?
IUP is very competitive, so there's not much of a difference, honestly. The only thing is there's more of a balance between your education, your sport.
Sticking with basketball, the men's team cruised to an 86-67 victory over Edinburgh. Colton Brooks brings us a game recap. The player of the game for men's basketball is Shondale Jones. Tristan Borland has the story.
Malik Miller passing it out to Shondell Jones.
After transferring from New Jersey Technical Institute, Shondell Jones was unable to gain lots of on-court time. Once Chucky Humphreys went down during a January clash between Cal U and IUP, Shondell Jones was able to prove himself on the court and has been known as the sixth man ever since. A key depth piece at the guard position, Shondell Jones was able to put up 18 points against Edinboro in the Crimson Hawks' victory at home. Those 18 points came from Jones being 100% in shooting and 75% in free throws. All of this culminated in Shondell Jones receiving Player of the Game honors in the victory against the Fighting Scots. The Crimson Hawks will need these depth pieces like Jones to continue to grow if they want to make a deep playoff run.
IUP women's basketball traveled to Seton Hill over the weekend and took a commanding first-half lead into the locker room, up 37-17. They picked up where they left off in the first half and secured a 71-44 victory over Seton Hill. Lexi Griggs posted a double-double and led all scorers with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Now, for the IUP men's basketball team, they captured an 89-38 blowout victory over Seton Hill. IUP's Armani Foster led all scorers with 23 points on 7 for 15 shooting from the field. He was paced by Malik Miller, who turned in a 17-point performance, shooting 7 for 10 from the field. Looking ahead, the IUP men's and women's basketball team go on the road to Clarion before wrapping up their regular seasons at home against Pitt Johnstown.